The Low Post, a weekly sports talk show presented by the Sunday News in Lancaster and found on LancasterOnline.com. We're doing our Lancaster Barnstormers preview, and what better way to get the preview kicked off with the manager of the Barnstormers, Vaughn Hayes. Joined with Mike Gross, beat writer and coverages of the Lancaster Barnstormers, and I am Eric Stark. And Vaughn, I want to ask you a little bit about how much more emphasis you can put on winning baseball games when you're in an independent league as opposed to when you're with an affiliated ball club.
Well, I think it has a lot to do with, whether or not you're going to be developing the players. A lot of times in affiliated ball, if you have a high round pick or a prospect, they tell you he has to hit in all situations. In your gut, you know that there's a possibility or a strong possibility that that player is going to have failure. You might have better players on the bench, but you can't use them. So in those regards, you're not doing everything possible to win the game as a manager. So independent ball, I've been told it's a heck of a lot different, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to use the people we have in any given situation to try to win games.
And in that context, Vaughn, how happy are you with what you got right now, especially because it's your baby? You really put the team, you and Keith really put the team together.
Yeah, absolutely. With the combination of the guys we had last year, and I'm very happy with what I'm seeing. We have a good balance, and the guys are very versatile. It's all a manager can ask for. I mean, really, this team would be much better off with a non-DH situation, like a National League team.
That's right. That's true.
Because there's so much versatility. But it's nice having guys on the bench that can run and come in and steal a base or pinch hit.
And you will be able to, because of that, you will be able to absorb possibly a guy getting signed by an affiliated team.
Well, that's going to happen. We know that, and if you keep working guys into the lineup and they stay sharp, you'll be better prepared for that situation when it happens.
Stavisky is a guy who, watching him last night, very impressive hitter, very impressive player, 27 years old, a guy that you had in the minor leagues. And the question that you ask with a kid like that is, why is he here?
Well, he got hurt last year. That was the main thing. He missed a good part of his AAA season, so to speak, where he could have really put up numbers. And that was a point in his career where he really needed to show some people that he was ready to play AAA because of his age. So that kind of hurt him a little bit. But and Brian's always been such a hard worker that you knew he was going to bounce back. So I talked to a few of the coaches and made sure that at the end of the season, he was completely healthy, which he was. So when he became available, I was all over him.
One player that you knew from your past with Sacramento and also with the A's organization, how many of these other players and how much more of the knowledge that you have from West Coast players has come into how you shaped this roster this year?
Quite a few guys that actually I saw play and I had a lot of respect for as adversaries, but now to have them on my team, it's such a good feeling knowing that we don't have to face those guys. I mean, for a couple of years with the A's, every team throughout the A's had at least 6 or 7 left-handed hitters. So if I saw any right-hander that could get our lineup up, I was pretty impressed because we had some darn good left-handed hitters. A couple of them are in the big leagues right now. So and we're starting to acquire some of those guys.
You like having that short porch out there for these left-handers?
Well, it's the other team's got them too, So
I don't think he does like that.
It's kind of scary. I'd much rather see a more a fairer ballpark all around, and because I hate to lose. It's nice to win, but you hate to lose on a routine fly ball,
In this league, pitching depth is so important, and I thought one of the nice things about last night's win is that you didn't have to blow out a lot of pitching to get it. Talk about the next couple of weeks and how the rotation sets up. How concerned are you about, are we going to have enough arms to get through?
Well, we certainly have enough arms to get through the first 4 games. We're short of starter right now, and we're trying to plan for a spot start here on the 5th day.
Right.
And that'll take us into the 9th. So the second start, hopefully, we'll have somebody in place by then. Maybe have one of our long relief guys built up enough where he can become a starter. If that happens, that would be the best scenario where we don't have to go out and find somebody. But because releases are never fun. We don't want to make that move unless we have to. But you need your starting rotation. But I'm not too concerned. We have four right-handed relievers and 4 left-handed relievers. We have a lot of balance. Ideally, we should have 7 relievers. with 5 starters.
Right. Now, LaCroix, this is a ridiculously silly fan overreaction type question. LaCroix's going to hit, isn't he?
He'll hit.
I mean, you got 10 runs last night, and incredibly, with very little from him.
You know, people don't understand. That's a tough situation.
Yeah.
I remember coming down in the minor leagues on rehab assignments, after playing in the big leagues for 10 years, and you go down there for a rehab assignment to A-ball. Everybody gets a hit on the team except you. I mean, it's the worst feeling in the world. It's actually, you're put in a situation of a different kind of pressure, and everybody expects something of you, and it's harder to produce in those situations sometimes. But believe me, if he's here long enough, he's going to be fine.
The crowd, the town's reaction to the team, the crowd last night, 8,500 people in this place. What do you think? What are your impressions?
I wish they would have built a bigger stadium. No, it was great. I think the support was tremendous. I was told that the crowd's going to be out here. They don't sell out every night, but they told me between 5,000 and 6,000 people. That's tremendous, and I know the players appreciate it.
How much, in putting the team together, how much of it is makeup, personality, even body language, that kind of stuff? How much of that counts?
Well, it certainly counts to a degree. I mean, you like bottom line type players. I mean, I don't really judge a player on how quick he walks back to the dugout, or after he makes an out or anything like that, or whether he has head up or down or anything like that. People get frustrated. It's an emotional game. But what I do look at is hustle, playing smart baseball, being in the right place, moving defensively, just really thinking the game. And having overall tools. You need to be able to run and catch the ball. You need to be able to hit it. So, I mean, there's only one DH on the team, so you can't have too many of those guys and expect to win.
I was thinking about Ambrosini, a guy who really hit the ball last year here, and that was a tough call for you, I imagine, because you could really only have so many outfielders, and you had some guys that were your guys. Just talk about that call.
That came down to my decision about defense. Ambrosini could have went 10 for. It didn't matter whether it was 1 for 16 or 8 for 16.
Right.
He needed. We were in a situation where I saw a DH. After the days out there and some windy games and some misjudged fly balls and Stavisky out in right field is a good outfielder. Heilman's a very good outfielder, and this is the type of league where there's a lot of sluggers. And if you don't get the outs that they're giving you, you're going to be in trouble. So I just made a call that I had a player that played for me back home, that Jared Ball, that I know can play the heck out of the outfield, and he just fit the team a little bit better. Made us better defensively.
Who should the fans be looking for? Who's impressed you on the field right now? Give them a couple names of players that have stood out so far through spring training and one game so far in your season. Who should fans be watching?
You saw last night, everybody played pretty well. I mean, obviously Stavisky and Blattergroen. I mean, these guys are playing both offensive and defensively strong. And, Michael Woods is probably the guy that's impressed me the most since day one. Seems to be getting better and better every day I see him. So, Judd and, Gonzalez with his glove. I mean, we got a lot of good players out there. And probably one guy in particular, Lance Burkhart, he's a leader and a very smart player.
Veteran guy. Yeah. It certainly looks like a better Barnstormers club than last year. And Von Hayes is one of the guys who put it together. Man, we appreciate it.
That's our Barnstormers preview. We also have a preview from the Penn State season. Mike was up there as well, so look down a little bit further on Lancaster Online for the videos for that. For the Low Post, I'm Eric Stark. This is Mike Rose and our special guest, Von Hayes. We want to thank our producer, Paul Franz, as well. Until next week, this is Eric Stark from the Low Post.